Ooh, I've got to go back to bed and have a bit of a nap. I got the bloody aged care people coming to assess me today, and I hadn't vacuumed or cleaned the kitchen for 2 or 3 years. It's taken me about an hour to clean it, and the toilet wasn't the best either. Um, Now, I sort of like the accumulation of. It's not. It's just lint, from taking clothes, putting them on and off, and the lint flies everywhere. That's basically all it is. When you look in the vacuum cleaner, that's all it is. And bull dust. It's a waste of time vacuuming out here because I'm right on the edge of the farms, and they plant their crops and the dust flies everywhere. Then they rip them out, and then you can't win. It's So I don't worry about it. I live on my own, but it actually looks neat and tidy, and I don't like it. I can't wait for them to come in and fuck off so I can start throwing things around again. Pizza boxes and whatever. Postie, not the postie, but the van man just got here. Two things. Oh yeah, baby. Um, this one came first. And I said, "Oh, thanks, mate." And I thought, "Oh bugger, it's not the one it's one I want. Obviously, I wouldn't have bought it, but the one I was really after, I thought, oh no." And then he came back half an hour later, and I had a feeling he might have had it in the back of his van and just forgot to look properly. This is what I really want. This cost me 110 Australian dollars. That's not as much as I spent on my Kuzma. Fucking hell, it's in great condition. This, look, I love this. Oh my god, the condition. The photo when I bought it, I paid 110 Australian dollars. I'm a pensioner. That's a lot of money to a pensioner. But it was my 75th birthday last month, 6th of March, and my sister and brother-in-law came up and they very generously handed me $200 for my birthday. And I said, "Gee whiz, that's pretty generous." And so I managed to get myself two Easy Beats associated gifts. This is for myself for my birthday, and I bought a black corduroy jacket. So at Aldi. So this is sealed in plastic. I had this originally. The Wretched Tale of Little Stevie Wright by Jack Marks. Well, that's not his real name. He might have changed it by a deed poll, but he's not a very nice guy. I was watching an interview with him and Mordew, another writer, Australian writer, somebody Mordew, been around for decades, and they're discussing Nick Cave. About 5 years ago, an interview between them. It's quite interesting. But so it's wrapped in plastic. Come on, baby. This is a scabrous book. Basically, the writer moved in with Stevie Wright when he was on the skids. Stevie Wright had been a junkie for years and years and years. I mean, his whole career, Stevie Wright, the singer in the Easy Beats, his whole career was over when he was 19, and he had a slight comeback when they put him in that Jesus Christ Superstar show, and that's where he got hooked on heroin. Um, and he came back with one big final hit. I think it was 73. Evie, parts 1 and 2. Great song written by Vanda and Young. And I got the single here. It's a ripper. Top quality stuff. And he had the Malcolm and Angus Young playing on Hard Road album, I think, or no, maybe Black Eyed Bruiser. I had the single. I gave it to my nephew. I wish I'd kept it actually. But yeah, this is scabrous. That's all I will say. I just had to have it back. I bought this back in '99 and gave it to one of my workmates, Bob Seary, one of the photographers at the place I worked at, and he's a good friend. And so I gave it to him. And it turns out this is a real collector's item because it hasn't been reprinted. And basically the writer moved in with Stevie Wright, and Stevie Wright was ripping off him, Jack Marks, for money for his drugs, and Jack Marks was encouraging him to do bad things for him, to get a good book out of it. So Jack Marks is not a very nice person. It's pretty scabrous reading, but it's fascinating because the funny thing is I spent a lot of my life living quite close to Stevie Wright without even knowing it because his name is Stephen Carlton Wright. Well, just before I left Sydney, I was living in Bexley, which is right next to Carlton in Sydney. And Stevie Wright lived there for a while, and he, more than once, he lived in that area. And he also lived in Bexley North. I didn't know at the time. He was living in the hotel there for years. So, we sort of lived in the same areas, but I never bumped into him. I think I saw him once down near Lugano somewhere. I went back to work and I said, I think I just saw Stevie Wright. He wasn't looking real good. I mean, see those teeth? Well, his were far worse than these. And sad story. Great. Also, probably their best single. No, can't be because the B-side's an abomination. I would take Heaven and Hell, Pretty Girl over Sorry and Funny Feeling. But yeah, Sorry's fantastic. It's probably their best. Their older style, So great single, great book. Yes, it's scabrous. And Stevie's been dead for quite a while now. There's only one Easy Beat left alive, and I'll show you who it is. I had this EP back in early '67, I think it was. Sorry, I just got to get a Stanley. I just said sorry. Sorry, I just got to get Stanley. Oh man, that's so cool. This cost me about $55 with postage. Now, I had this, and I had a whole bunch of EPs I went to my sister to take to a party. Huge mistake. They all got stolen, Hendrix, Cream, Easy Beats, lots of them. And they didn't come easy, those. Oh, easy Beats. Sorry about that. It was, yeah. I don't even like the songs on this. These are some of the worst songs they ever did. Just throwaway tracks. It's no match for the first Easy Fever EP, that's for sure. But I just had to have it because for that price, I thought, bugger it. Who knows how long I've got to go. So I thought, I'm going to indulge myself. So here we have it. This is a picture they used on, I think it's called the Good Friday album. Don't know if that's the US or worldwide. It certainly wasn't an Australian release. So this, these aren't the best songs of theirs. I've got them already on a thing called, a CD called the Extended Play series, where they got these Aussie bands and their EPs and put them on CD. So I already have these. I just liked it because I didn't remember how cool. I've forgotten how cool that. Sorry about this. On the back, and they got their signatures and everything. Yeah, only one of them left. Easy Fever Volume 2, the Easy Beats. Side 1, Happy as the Man. You and Me We Love. They're not too bad. Saturday Night and All Gone Boy, both on side 2. Look, they're good songs, but they're not their best songs. That's all. Whereas Easy Fever Volume 1 were 4 tracks that were, I'm Going to Make You Happy. That was covered by a lot of bands. Too Much. It was a great EP. It was the one they made just before they went overseas and became famous, briefly famous. So, covers in great condition. I'm happy. What's the time? 10. Shit, hurry up. The EP. Oh yeah, well, that's good. It's great. It's in great nick. No spindleware. It's always a good sign. No spindleware. So it's sort of like it's just it's sort of like closing a chapter on a band that were definitely the best band to ever come out of Australia in the 60s. Um, Closely followed by the Masters Apprentices. Um, there's no denying that. So all gone, boy. Track 2, side 2. Dick Diamond, Snowy Fleet, George Young, Stevie Wright, and the only survivor, Harry Vanda. Now he's a Dutchman, but his mother was Polish. I never knew that. Isn't it incredible? The things you find out all these years later. I was just reading something the other day, and he looks as Dutch as they come. I know because my first girlfriend was Dutch, but they, yeah, it's just one of those trivia things. I went, wow, how cool. Anyway, and like Johnny Ramone, his dad was Irish, and I think his mum was either Polish or Ukrainian. But it's just sort of cool, you know what I mean? Albert Productions, yep, there you have it. Little Stevie, vocalist, Harry Vanda, lead guitar, George Young, rhythm guitar, Dick Diamond, bass guitar, Snowy Fleet, drums. Photo, Deso Hoffman. Well, he was a famous photographer at the time. That'll do. Bye now.